Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about The Great Season 2, Episode 1, Heads is Me. So, I love The Great. It's actually a show I've never even mentioned, not even once on my channel, but I love this show. I first watched it last year in 2020. And it's a really fun, great period drama comedy, loosely based off of the real lives of Catherine the Great and Emperor Peter the Third. And so, like, it basically tells, okay, Catherine the Great was the Empress of Russia. She took the throne by assassinating her own husband, and she was the longest running ruler ever, and the last one at that, I believe. And so there's been tons of movies about her, but they decided to make a TV show, and it stars Ella Fanning, which is Dakota Fanning's sister, her younger sister. But ironically, Ella actually looks a little older than Dakota, but she's not. And so it's ironic because they both starred in two different TV shows, period pieces, around the same time. Dakota was in The Alienist. Go watch that. It's awesome. Go watch The Great. It's great. No puns intended. And Emperor Peter, he is played by Nicholas Hoult, who you best know as the younger Beast from the X-Men First Class movie. And so this show is extremely funny. Like, one thing about Emperor Peter the Third, Peter the Great, is that he's really like a brat, a spoiled brat. He does what he wants when he does it in a very comedic way. He cheats on his wife constantly. He has affairs with tons of women, even his best friend's wife. He's not afraid to kill somebody, and he's always saying huzzah after like everything. But they overdo the huzzah like in season 1 so much it got stuck in my head for a very long time. Thankfully, they don't say it this much in the first episode of the second season. And I hope they keep it that way, because I don't want to have to hear huzzah after every sentence. And he says in just a charming, like, random kind of way that seems so natural and stuff. But basically, the first season's like this. Catherine, she was born in Portland, or is it Poland? One of those two. And she's a royalty, and she's supposed to marry him. And she thinks she's marrying for love and all this other great stuff. She can't wait to finally give herself to a man. Well, he turns out to be an abusive husband who cheats on her and smacks her around and all this other stuff. This causes her to get pissy, so pissy that she sees that he's an idiot, and with the help of her assistant lady, she just wants to take over Russia and assassinate him. Now, the first season, like I said, is loosely based. There are some things that are historically accurate, such as her convincing the townspeople to prick their finger and expose them to a small amount of smallpox so that they can build their immunity to it. They didn't want to, but they did. This actually happened in real life. Also, she had lovers in real life. Also, she assassinated her husband in real life. She hasn't done that yet for the show. I hope she don't. I'm gonna miss him if she kills him, man. He's so funny in this show. But anyways, to help her overthrow the throne is her friend, Count Olaf. Olaf. Yes, it. He becomes a prince in real life. He's based off a real person. And I realized I said real life, he's a prince. He helped her overthrow the thing. But he lost his power through the infidelity, and he was one of her closest friends, but then he did a bunch of stupid stuff and lost his power. Shame on him. Her assistant is, I don't know who she's based off of, but it's not a real life person. Her lover Leo is not based on a real life person, but just multiple people smushed into one. Same with the assistant. So they plan a coup. Towards the end, Leo is found out to be what's her name's lover. Peter the Great does not like this, has him assassinated, beheaded. And so she decides, you know what? She gives the signal to start the coup. And now it takes place. 4 months later, after the first season, the coup is still going on. She has her fort, they have their fort. Soldiers have been dying left and right. She will not end this, he will not end this until she gets what she wants. She wants his throne and she wants him dead. She's very adamant about wanting him dead. And the way she says it is just like the funniest way ever and everything. She has that stiff look on her face about like, well, you know, I want your throne, I want you dead and everything. And Anthony's like, well, no, I don't want to do that. Can we come to a different agreement? Nope. It's like so funny. And I will say, just like with other period pieces, everybody in this has a British accent. I don't understand why that is. Every historical thing I've ever seen, whether it has to do with Rome, it has to do with Greece, it has to do with now Russia and France. They always have a British accent, no matter who's playing it, and it's so annoying. I want to hear a real Russian accent. It's supposed to be in Russia. When I was watching Rain, I wanted to hear French accents, but I heard the British ones instead. I'm so tired of hearing British accents in like every period piece there is. It's so weird and everything. And so basically, you know, people have been dying left and right. It's 4 months. She's super pregnant now. He hasn't seen her. She hasn't seen him. And she will not let up, and he won't either. He wants to win so just he can have his kingdom back. She wants to win because she wants the people of Russia to be better and everything. She comes up with a plan to send somebody in there and burn the whole place down. They're like, you can't burn the palace down. She, yes, we can rebuild. And everything. And so she sends in one of her spies to burn the place down. He has a bunch of his people and they're his loyal people. One of his loyal people is Georgiana. I think that's how you say her name. It's the lady he's constantly smushing and clickety clacking with. Her husband, Gregor, he does not like that at all. He has told Peter, stop banging my wife, and he won't stop. It's even to the point where Gregor wanted to like murder him last season. Miriam, she betrayed Catherine after setting up this whole coup because something happened. I think something happened with somebody, one of her family members, that I think Peter ended up killing or something like that. And he told her he'll restore something back to her, so she betrays like Catherine or something like that. And so she hasn't seen Catherine either. She's been locked up in one of the rooms. And I think Miriam's the archbishop dude, they call him Archie. He's in there. I think that's how I call uncle or something. And he betrayed somebody, so he's like in hiding. So everybody's just like betraying one another and stuff like that. And so as the place is now burning down, all the like the royal the court people are like freaking out. There's like tons of shooting because they use them old musket like pistol guns and everything. And it's just people getting shot like left and right with old-fashioned guns. It was like so sad and stuff, man. Especially this one man, he gets shot and his wife sees him and lays over his body and stuff. And so like Peter has devised a plan. He's going to get all of his lookalikes to roam around the castle and let them get shot. And that's what happens with some of them. He has so many lookalikes and they're constantly getting like blown off like one at a time and stuff. And so like he devises a way to meet Catherine. When her doctor's supposed to go see him or see her, he's in like the giant box thing. He comes out with the pistol. He's all like, look, if you scream, I'll blow the brains of your doctor and everything. And so like he's telling her straight up, like, just end this now, and I promise I won't kill you. And she's like, no, I want to kill you, and I want your castle, and I want your throne and everything. He's all like, well, I'll make another deal with you and everything. Okay, she's pregnant with his kid. At least I think it's his kid. It might be Leo's and everything. So, you know, he just wants his son and everything, but she won't even let him have that. So she screams anyway for the guards to come in. He kills both of them. And then so Gregor comes in like, look, man, we gotta go. So they go into hiding at like one of their like townhouses, like near like the beach area or something like that. Not like really a beach, kind of like the lake. So it's kind of like near like a dock, kind of. Um, what do them fancy people call them houses? Um, like you know how the president has like God, that place, Fort something. What's it, Fort Kennedy? It's kind of like that, you know, where you have like a house that's for like rural people. They go to visit on their vacation and stuff, so they're holding out there. Um, and as they're holding out there, he realizes they ain't got no food. So he sends one of his people back into the castle to get food. And she catches one of them. So she heads on horseback and she follows them with the rest of her soldiers. And then so he's like, crap, dude, like tons of her soldiers over there. So then his soldiers come out and they start firing back and forth. But they're across like the river and everything. And or a lake or something like that. And so like he's trying his best to come up with a plan, but he cannot come up with one. Now at this time, Count Olaf, he is getting really antsy. He's all like, look, we need to kill Peter. We need to kill him now. And not only we need to kill him, we need to kill Georgiana. And we need to kill Igor and everybody else. She's all like, calm down, man. Like, what happened to you like a couple of months ago? You used to be like my nice, like friendly pacifist of a friend. Now you just wanting to shoot everybody and stuff. And so like, what is it? So she decides. Well, no, actually, this is the funny part coming up. So, like, when he's trying to come up with a plan, can't come up with one. He's like starving. He's hungry and everything. And Georgiana's just all like, "I got something you can eat." You know what that is. So later on that night, Gregor, he's like walking around. He hears like this moaning noise. He looks out the window. Legs are spread. Peter's underneath the dress. You know what's going on. He is pissed. And the next day he tells Peter, I thought we had an agreement. You can't have my wife no more. And the wife's all like, well, hold up. I can have sex with whoever I want and when I want and blah, 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 blah. Lord, lady, you're married. So then, like, so he's constantly like having his like doubles like go out to like the front porch to see if like the people have kind of like moved on, and every time they see like a double, they shoot the double and everything to look alike. So she ends up coming up with a really great plan. She knows that he doesn't have any food and he's starving and he won't give up. So she has to make like a giant roast pig, and it's just roasting on like an open grill fire, and they can smell it in the castle, and he's starving. So he's sending Georgiana over there with a white flag, and he basically surrenders. He's all like, I'll surrender and everything as long as you keep me alive and like I get to eat. And she's like, oh, not so fast. Now see, here's the thing, he has an aunt. Aunt Elizabeth, I can't talk, and Aunt Elizabeth, and she's really good friends with Catherine and everything, and she wants Peter to live because she loves Peter and stuff. Catherine has promised to keep him alive, but then she goes back on it, so like, I might have to kill him. This is going to cause problems for her and Elizabeth. So they come to an arrangement. He will sign over like the kingdom to her, and I forgot what happened. I think when the son turns like 18, he gets like the castle or some crap like that. But she's not necessarily wanting all that. She wants something. I forgot the plan they come up with, but I think it is he gets to see both Catherine and the son for like an hour a day or something like that. And because he actually does like her, you know, he cheats on her all the time. And they come up to some kind of agreement where she lets him live. He gets to live in the castle, I think. Or he has to live in a townhouse. I can't remember which one. I won't know until I watch the next episode. And so he surrenders and everything. But when he tells her, oh, you know, this episode has a lot of hits. The reason why I call it hits is me. See, in the beginning, she's walking around town and these two kids playing soccer with the head of a human. And she's all like, you shouldn't do this, and we're Russian and we're better than this. And they're all like, well, we're sorry, but can we have our head back? And she's like, no. And the girl cusses her out and everything. So Peter tells her that, oh yeah, I have Leo's head in case you want it. I kept it and mummified it and everything. She doesn't believe him, but Gregor tells her, yeah, we actually have it. So he gives her the head in her hands, and she has Leo's hand. And that's her lover from last season. And she is distraught. As the credits roll, they go to like a carriage. Greg, I can't talk. Gregor and Georgiana, and it's Peter. And they want to know why Peter is smiling. He tells them because, they lost. He's like, oh, no, 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 no. We didn't lose. I have a plan. And, everything will come into fruition within the coming days. So he has something up his sleeve. What that is, we don't know. I gotta say, I was a little worried because, it's coming in the second season. And you know how most times some shows don't always live up to the second season. But so far, the great is still great. Just as good as the first season. The jokes are still there. The drama is still there. Like, the adventure is still there. Like, it's just a really great show. And I hate saying great because it sounds like a pun. But it's a really fun show. I like that it's a comedy and a period piece. Because I love period pieces. But sometimes period pieces can get a little dry and stale when they're too serious. That's why I like a little humor, just like in Dickinson. My only problem with that is when I watched the first trailer for the first season, it deceived me. I thought it was gonna be like a straightforward drama, but no, it's a wacky comedy and stuff. But it's still a good show. It just sucks that the Dickinson show is gonna be in its third and final season. I can't wait to watch the rest of The Great, man. It's just like, I was wondering what was going to happen after last season because it ended on like a cliffhanger and stuff as they went to battle. So it was nice that they didn't gloss over the entire battle and we got to see some of it because 4 months has passed, Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.